Hi, I'm Jasmine, the sequel, and I am not relatable. A special thank you to my patrons, Acrophobe, Christina, Wild Rose, Lauren Chris, Michael B. Petty, That British Unicorn, Jam Beans, Debbie Elliott, and D. Higgins. So if you guys aren't subscribed to me, subscribe to me. If you guys don't follow me on Twitter and or don't look at the community tab posts, quick update, sorry I was gone for a little bit. Just needed a little bit of a mental health break. Plus, you know, Amber was missing from the internet anyway. I figured it's fine if I skip a video. I'm going to try and get this out as soon as I possibly can, but I don't know when it will be out exactly. If you guys don't know, I'm having an eye issue. That's why the glasses. So if you guys are getting the glare, I apologize. There is literally nothing I can do about it, sadly. Seeing is more important to me than not having glare in the videos. And I have very poor vision, so I need my glasses to be able to look directly into the camera. Once more, sorry, if you guys want to know more details about that, check out my community tab post, or better yet, follow me on Twitter, where you will get all of this information when it's nice and hot and fresh. All right, let's get into Chantal, shall we? Chantal's had a very interesting week. It's been a lot of rage and a lot of polite cover-up. I'm actually going to split this into two different videos. And the reason I want to do that is, one, it's easier for me to process, quite frankly, but equally as importantly is that I want to present to you with two different narratives of who Chantal actually is. Because one is exactly more or less how Chantal wants to portray herself to the world, and the other one is why she gets so much flack, right? There is a dissonance between the image that she projects to most casual viewers of her channel and who Chantal actually is. And it's because she is such a dirty deleter. She will rage and rage and rage, and then she'll go back through and she'll scrub any mention of her rage from her channel. And so people who are new to her channel, who are maybe not as familiar with her, will only see the good parts of who Chantal is. It's not that that's necessarily a bad thing. People can change their minds on things. Chantal doesn't change her mind. She doesn't delete the substance of all of her lives because she's changed her mind and she's evolved as a person. It's because A, she doesn't want the flack, and B, because she doesn't want to deal with it herself. She doesn't want to have to look at herself as the person who is portrayed in those videos. And the best way for her to forget that they've ever happened is by deleting it. And also, for some reason, she doesn't seem to view lives as being content on her channel. So I'm going to split this into two. One is going to have all of her non-rage stuff, right? So it's going to contain, I think it's like 5 videos plus 1 live that she had, where she's just saying, hey, I'm going to be gone for a little bit. And then her massive lives, the ones raging at Jen from Jennifer Gwen Ann, not Life by Jen. Is it Life by Jen? Yes, it's Life by Jen. So Life by Jen, Gen X, and all of those channels, that's going to be in a separate video altogether, because there's stuff I want to address there, including, you know, some bigoted language, again, which shouldn't be surprised for Chantal, but there it is. So let's get right into it, shall we? So she starts the week off in a pretty contentious way. She starts it off with getting Wendy's, and I think this is what gets the ball rolling. A lot of people saw her eating Wendy's as a meal while she's doing intuitive eating. And I think the thing that people got really upset about was, well, how can you be intuitively eating if all you're doing is constantly eating garbage? Which is a fair point. I think if you guys haven't watched my video on IE, I really recommend you guys check it out. I'm going to link it up here. But the reason why I have such a problem with IE is that it's not strict enough in its guideline, and most people aren't going to read the book. Chantal clearly hasn't read the book. If she had, she would see that actually following a strict diet plan when you're in eating recovery, like eating addiction and ED recovery, is actually something that's permitted by intuitive eating, right? To build trust, to build up your hunger cues again, you have to be on an eating plan so that you're not indulging in your addiction while you're still in the throes of it. She hasn't done any of that work. She hasn't really gotten into it. I don't really know what work she's doing with her dietitian and her therapist. She says she has both. I don't know. Maybe it's entirely true. But the way it seems to me is that she's either very selectively hearing what she wants to hear, or that she's deliberately misunderstanding so that she can continue doing what she wants. Or, of course, the third option, which is that she doesn't actually have any of these professionals. She's just saying that to us to deflect the blame, and she's using intuitive eating as a cover for all of her terrible eating patterns and some of her terrible behavior, to be frank. So this really got the ball rolling for why people were so mad at her in the beginning of the week. And when I say so mad, I mean people were irritated and mocking. No one was actually really like foaming at the mouth angry, as it were.
What was that? Hi guys! Hey guys, hey. BBJ, you're blocking my new chalkboard. We have a spectator as usual. Welcome to another video. I have for you today Wendy's, in case you didn't notice from the intro, which you probably did. Tear open that bag, baby. So, let's get things straight here. I love their red straw. This is a medium Diet Coke with extra ice, but it looks like a large. All right, we have butter, which I won't need, which opened everywhere. Actually, it's margarine. So, let me get set up here, and I'll be right back. We've got the taste. Let me just pour this extra cheese sauce onto this potato. Let's take a bite. I was craving a spicy chicken sandwich so bad, and now I'm craving this bacon cheese potato.
First thing I want to point out is that she's got the lines on her cheeks. That says to me that she's just got up and basically got up and very shortly thereafter decided, hey, I'm going to order food and I'm just going to sit here and eat, which isn't great because for the lines to still have been there, she was probably in bed with the CPAP machine on, scrolling through her phone, ordering food. I've said before, if you have issues with eating, one of the best things that you can do for yourself is to delete those apps from your phone. Make it as difficult for yourself to just convenience buy these foods for you, you know? Inconvenience can be a great learning tool. It's why I think that like 5-cent tax on like grocery bags and stuff like that works, because it's not so much that 5 cents is a make or break amount for most people, but the inconvenience of having to pay that motivates people to make sure they bring in their own bags. It's sort of like the same thing. The time investment that you would have to put in to re-enter your password, re-log back in, do all of those things is enough to give you a few extra moments to think, hey, maybe I shouldn't, you know? And I really encourage that for her. Now, for her meal, she had she ordered a chicken burger, a regular burger, and then like the potato thing. And I think the total calories in her meal are like 330 calories or something. Sorry, 1,300 calories or something like that. For a woman of Chantal's size, honestly, she could eat that much for 3 meals, and as long as she was doing moderate amounts of exercise, she'd probably still be okay. Don't quote me on that. I haven't run her TDEE, so I don't really know. But it's still not great. It's still a lot of junk food that she's eating. It's still a lot of garbage that she's putting into her body. And given her medical conditions, it's not all about how much she's eating. It's also the quality of the food that she's eating. So she's diabetic. She shouldn't be eating things that are very high glycemic index, like potatoes, like bread. Those are not generally foods that are going to do her a lot of good, right? She doesn't have a gallbladder, so she should be eating maybe only healthy fats, right? So that even the discomfort you have on your stomach is at least for something that is better for your body overall. So she was getting, if she wanted to get something from Wendy's, say, right? Even if you were hungry, I would say maybe get like a grilled chicken burger and, you know, take the top bun off and only have the bottom bun. Limit the carbs that you're eating, right? And substitute in like a lot more like healthy, nutritious vegetables. Get a different side, something that isn't just carbs and fat. She doesn't want to do any of those things. She just wants to eat what she wants to eat. And unfortunately, without keeping any of the other principles of intuitive eating in mind, this is what you get. You just get basically a binge with a justification.
Everyone has different opinions on what the best spicy chicken burger, or chicken burger period, is. Comment your thoughts below. I guess in order of the ones I've tried, for me, I would say Chick-fil-A burger, number 1 for me. Wendy's, number 2. Burger King, number 3. They have a good chicken burger. I would say the crispy one And then their regular one that comes in a long bun. That's another good one too. Their original chicken sandwich. Then for me, probably the McChicken. And then maybe the Popeyes. I'm not a huge fan of the Popeyes chicken sandwich. And I'll tell you why. I don't like the breading that much.
A controversial opinion here. The best chicken burger that I've ever had is actually one I've never seen available in the US. It's the KFC Zinger burger. You get it in like the Middle East and whatnot, and I had it there. It's delicious. I cannot eat even the whole thing, and that's not to like say I'm a very dainty girl who only eats tiny amounts of food. I mean that the chicken patty thing that they have in there, it's like a deep fried chicken thing. It's like that thick, and it is so like big and it's so dense, and I can eat about half and then I feel full, and just the fat from the coating on the chicken is enough to make me feel nauseous. So like if I eat the whole thing, and your girl can do some damage, I'll just feel like shit the rest of the day. So I will generally only have about like half, or I've even gone like a quarter when I was eating other things as well, and I'm like, this is good, but they're delicious. They're so good. So if you guys are ever in the Middle East, check out the KFC Zinger burger. I don't know why they don't have that here.
Okay, guys. Well, thank you for having dinner with me tonight. It has been a pleasure, and I hope you enjoyed this video. So if you did, please thumbs up and subscribe and hit the notification bell. All right. So I'll see you in the next video, guys. Bye.
Wait, this is dinner? So she was just sleeping throughout the day, and then because she has a CPAP machine on, so she was sleeping throughout the day. She orders dinner. She comes down. She's going to eat. Is she going to go back to sleep? So she's just going to sleep all of the times that aren't active eating. Dear God. Anyway, next. All right, this is the second video that she has that's still up on her channel. This is her making a, what does she have? Plated HelloFresh, whatever, one of those sorts of meal services. I was wondering if you guys would be interested in me recreating some of these recipes that she has in like a healthier manner. I could maybe, if she makes one of these recipes, I can see if I can like insert footage of me making like the slightly healthier version of it into these videos. I don't know if it's worth making a whole separate video just because I'm not sure what the audience would want, but let me know down below if any of that would be interesting to you. Anyway, she makes a creamy tortellini. Sorry about that. My mic fell. She makes a creamy tortellini, and it's not that a tortellini is like a bad dish overall, but this severely seems to be lacking in protein to me. One sec. This seems to be lacking in a lot of protein. Really, most of the protein is coming in from the cheese and from the bacon that she has in there, but it's really, really high in fat and once more really high in starch. And I think it's telling that she chose to make the creamy tortellini for us that we're seeing her eat, but the things like the turkey meatballs, the pork meatballs, the what was the other one? The salmon one, the quote unquote healthier options from HelloFresh. She didn't show them to us when she was eating them, but it says to me that I'm a little suspicious that she actually made and ate those meals, and more that she's just being performative. She took a picture when she really made those for Pete, and she's like, here, you eat these. I'm going to continue on with my fast food.
And you know, what I like about meal kits that you get to cook for yourself. And not everyone can cook, so there are services. I was considering a service where they actually cook your meals and deliver it to you. And the problem with that is this helps me cook for myself. I feel a small sense of accomplishment. As you're putting it all together, you can smell the aroma. It whets your appetite when you're cooking it, and you can smell everything. And, you know, it kind of gets you in tune with your kitchen. But also, you know, if you're just putting something in the microwave, it doesn't whet my appetite. And like smelling the bacon cooking and the pesto, I was just like, oh my gosh, you know? So
she says she likes cooking, that it's a hobby and that it's something that she enjoys, but she is first of all, she's describing the cooking process to me here like I am some sort of novice. And I don't mean like that I personally feel attacked, but she's describing something that most normal people do for themselves, even if it isn't in like a very enjoyable capacity, as if it's a very new experience to her. It says to me that she might do some cooking every once in a while, but I don't think she's particularly a big cook. And secondarily, she was using metal spoons on a pan. I think that's the Costco pan. I'm pretty sure I have the same one. She's using metal utensils on a pan that's actively going to scrape and scratch it, and that pan looks immaculate. So she probably does this on a regular basis, and that pan still looks perfect, which says to me again that she doesn't really use it very much. They don't really have that many like pots and pans from what I've seen, so if she actually used her pots and pans in any capacity, they'd be more scuffed up. I'm just saying it's something you guys want to consider.
That, you know, once you plan out those 3 days, you only have a few days to worry about. And I'm the type of person, like I was saying before I lost my train of thought, that I like to eat a big meal a day and then have little things to eat when I'm hungry.
All right, so she says that she just likes to have one big meal and then she likes to have little things throughout the day. Okay, I mean, that's not a bad thing. This is not me sitting here criticizing her for eating that way. But that seems to me that that's what most people do, right? Like, is that unique? I have generally like a heavy dinner, right? Like I'll have like 600, 700 calories for dinner, but then both my lunch and my breakfast tend to be like between 300 and 400. So like today I had oatmeal. I made, one serving of oatmeal with half a cup of soy milk, and I had a boiled egg on the side. That's what I assume most people who are eating generally will do, right? They'll have like a smaller breakfast, a smaller lunch, and then they tend to have a heavier meal at night when they're actually eating with their families, right? Is that like a normal thing? Can you guys let me know down below? Anyway, next.
Eating at this place for 24 hours, only eating this for 24 hours, you know, purple foods, blue foods, foods from only one restaurant. Well, today I'm going to do that. I'm going to do one of those challenges. Not anything crazy like the 10K calories a day challenge or anything like that, but I'm going to do only eating foods at Tim Hortons for a day for 24 hours. So that means breakfast, lunch, and dinner. All right, so breakfast is here. So we have here on the receipt, medium original blend coffee with 2 milk, 2 sugar, 1 hash brown, everything bagel with urban garlic cream cheese, 3 pieces of bacon, tomato toasted buttered, and 1 orange juice, for a total of $10.16 plus tax. So that's, it came to $11.48 after Uber Eats credit. I have a membership. And I did leave 5 something tip, which is not included on here. So about $15 for breakfast. Let's try the coffee. Cheers.
See, this is what I mean about her not understanding IE. She's saying she's doing a challenge where she's eating everything from Tim Hortons. That is fundamentally not IE. A really big tenet of IE is not to eat things that you don't like and that you don't feel like eating. It says even to the point where you make something and you don't enjoy it, you should throw it away. Something I very much so disagree with. So here she is trying to force herself from ordering just from one restaurant, eating just from one place. So it says to me one of two things. Either she's forcing herself to do this, in which case it's not IE, or she's perfectly comfortable eating all 3 meals from Tim Hortons and it doesn't bother her at all that there's no fruits, vegetables, anything like that in these meals. in which case it says to me that she has deeper problems with food. I personally think it's the second of the two, right? I don't think this is an IE issue that you know, she thinks that this is what IE is. I think that she's addicted to this food and she doesn't actually feel any discomfort. In fact, she feels relief from being able to indulge in her addiction. Either way, though, is not good. All right, I just want to point out something really quickly, that she has no CPAP lines on her face right now. This is not immediately important, but it will be a little bit later. So just keep that in mind, okay? I ran the calories for her meal. I actually ran the calories for all of her meal. All the information is available on the Tim Hortons website. You can find all of the links there. She mentions multiple times how they don't have like a lot of healthy options and all that. They do. They actually have salads available on their website. They have, for breakfast, they have oatmeal, they have fruit and yogurt granola parfait. That would have been a great breakfast for her if she'd gotten like just a granola parfait and then a hash brown, you know, something like that. I mean, true, granola parfait will have a ton of carbs in it, but she's eating a bagel right now, so it's not like that's any better, right? Anyway, this is about like almost 1,100 calories of food. Most of it is going to go right through her. The sugar in the coffee, the sugar in the orange juice, all of it is going to go right through her. Those bagels, to make them extra tasty and delicious, also are made with like the whitest of white carbs. That's also going to be just going right through her. She's eating a ton of calories with not a lot of fiber, not a lot of staying power, and essentially, if she has diabetes, which I'm not 100% sure, I think she does, she's confirmed it at this point, but we don't know how bad it is. Either way, it's going to spike her blood sugar way up and then it's going to drop down, right? And because all this food is so easily digestible, that immediate burst of energy that she gets, it's going to fade pretty fast. Most of it, because it can't be used immediately, is going to be stored as fat, and then she's going to get hungry again and want more food a little bit later. So I don't know if she's snacking in between these meals. I don't know if she's gonna put or tell us about any of that. Well, I do know, I've watched the video before, so I know that she doesn't mention in this video, but what I mean is that I don't know if she has eaten anything in between these meals. It wouldn't surprise me if she had, but that's just increasing the caloric intake of her food even more.
So I checked their lunch items out, and they have wedge fries, and Tim Hortons makes amazing wedge fries. I've had them before. What we have here is an order of the wedge fries. I'm also going to try their new crispy chicken sandwich. Okay. And it's Tim Hortons, so I got a donut. But I got Pete's 2 of his favorite donuts, double chocolate or chocolate glaze, and I got a Boston cream. It's very fresh. One donut I dislike would have to be the honey cruller. Even more than the plain. I don't like the eggy texture of the honey cruller. It's very, I don't know. It's very thin and airy.
All right, this is lunch. Again, it's about 1,000 calories. It's not, whatever. It's not like the worst thing. At least the chili thing has beans in it. I don't know. It's so many calories again, and she has that Boston cream, and one donut is fine, but when you've eaten in the morning, when you've had like so much sugar in the morning already, maybe not having so much for lunch would be a good thing. But what do I know? I care about my internal organs, and as everybody knows, that's just insane. I feel personally attacked by her honey cruller comment because that is maybe one of my favorite donuts, but I also generally just like choux pastry as a whole, which if you guys have ever made choux pastry, you know it's a beast to make. So still working on my personal skills when it comes to choux, but I really, really enjoy it. Really love a good honey cruller. Light, airy, delicious, perfect. Last thing I want to mention for this, for lunch at least, is that you notice how she has CPAP marks on her face. Again, I said this in her last video, but she had dinner when she had CPAP marks on her face. She's probably eating at like the dinner time, which says that she was just basically sleeping during the day. Again, here, she eats breakfast where she doesn't have the lines on her face, right? She probably got up, did her makeup, and then ordered her food, and in all that time, the CPAP marks faded. Here, she literally they're so strong on her face, she was probably in bed, ordered her meal, continued to lay in bed, food came, took the CPAP machine off, went downstairs, grabbed the food, sat down, and started filming. So she slept in between breakfast and lunch. Massive meal, again, very little exercise, very little movement, very little burning of energy.
And the final meal from Tim Hortons. All right, let's see what we have. It's easier for me to tear the bag from the side, by the way, because I'm like at level that way. So I got a croissant. It is warmed up and crusty. They have really good croissants here. Oh yeah, I forgot what I got. So the croissant, I'm actually going to save for breakfast because I'm going to be on the go early enough. There's croissant flakes. So I got their small chili. It's pretty big for a small. Added some cheddar cheese in there. And the only thing that had vegetables on it was their sandwich. Their sandwiches. So I got a ham cheddar. Has lots of tomatoes, lots of lettuce on it. I have to say, Tim Hortons, you need to get some salad options. Next time I do this challenge, I want to pick a place that has like some kind of salad options, at least for one meal, because I am missing vegetables, fruits and vegetables.
Okay, she has dinner again. And first thing, dinner is about 800 calories, I think. Wait, let me check. Yeah, dinner is about 800 calories. And again, you know, not really any substantial amount of vegetables on there. Nothing that she's eaten today really looks all that appetizing to me. But I've said before, I'm not a big fast food person, right? I'm not fat because I like eating fast food. I'm fat because I like eating really good food and I like eating a lot of it, right? That's my issue. I like my my high salt, high fat content foods, but they don't tend to be like junk foods. I'm not a big like fast food eater. But that doesn't mean that I can't overeat on like nicer food too. I think that's what people misunderstand. They assume that anyone who's fat must like love fast food. Nah, I'm a fancy fat bitch. What can I say? I got massively distracted. Again, she has CPAP marks on her face. So basically, she's just slept the whole day, waking up in between her meal, in between her naps, basically, to like get up and eat a little bit, and then she's going back to sleep. I cannot begin to tell you how terrible that would be for your metabolism, how terrible that would be for your stomach, how terrible that would be for your raging obesity. It's such poor decision making that genuinely I do not understand why she does this to herself, right? And then she's sitting down here and she's eaten basically this entire day. It's 2,800 calories. An average woman needs between 15 to 1,800, well, 2,000 on the high end probably, right? Like 15 to 2,000 calories is kind of what they recommend. And then men generally tend to need between 1,800 and 2,200. She's eating way more than she needs. Way, way more than she needs. This is, quite frankly, it's ridiculous. And she says that, like, you know, that Wendy's doesn't have any salads and anything like that. That's a cop-out. She never checked because she didn't actually want to eat anything. If she checked, she would know. Tim Hortons actually does have salads, right? They offer two different salads, a garden salad and a Caesar salad. They're not very, like, great, but they also have some, like, grilled chicken options. So she could have gotten, like, a grilled chicken option, and then she could have gotten a salad on the side rather than getting, like, donuts and chilies and whatever, all this garbage, right? She chose not to do that. She's just playing ignorant. This is an exercise in how awful her like overall life patterns are. She is almost entirely nocturnal. I made a video a very long time ago when she was doing her like Wendy's mukbang, I think it was. No, Popeye's mukbang. And she was talking about how she's thinking about going completely nocturnal. I talked about in depth about how like worried that made me for her because it's really bad for you to have a sleeping pattern like that. I'll link that video above as well. That video really comes back into sharp relief when I see this, because this confirms to me what I've suspected, that she basically just sleeps throughout the entire day, right? She wakes up occasionally for meals. She has them jumbled and out of order. She's not in sync with anybody else in her life. Then she stays up the whole night watching movies, playing with her cats, maybe eating snacks, all this and all that. And then she does raging live streams because there's nobody else to talk to in her life at that point, because everyone else, quite rightfully, is sleeping. This is so terrible. I hated this video. I hated the idea of a challenge. I hate food challenge videos no matter who does them. But when somebody who is in as precarious a health condition as Chantal is, when they do something like that, it makes me upset. And it's not because she's fat. I would be upset by this if she was like Eugenia Cooney and I saw her doing like a 24-hour eating challenge, because while the eating disorder is different and the effects that it would have on her is different, she's still somebody who's suffering with food-related issues. It's not something I want to put on here. In Eugenia Cooney's case, it would be refeeding would be an issue for her because she's very, very emaciated. In the case of Chantal, she has obesity-related problems. Every time she eats garbage like this, I worry, will this be the time where she like eats something so awful that it hospitalizes her? Will this be the time where the weight that she gains from it will put too much pressure on her chest and her CPAP machine won't be able to course correct for that? Like, I don't know, right? And she doesn't know either. And I really wish she would keep her health a little bit more in mind. Anyway, next.
Are you gonna miss me when I'm gone? Yes. I know, baby girl. I'm gonna miss you and your wayward whisker. All right. I did something terribly stupid and terribly drastic, just like I did a couple years ago. I'm sweaty right now. I've been nonstop. I cut my own hair. And I was just frustrated with, I think I just need some layers or something. I cut it way too short. I'm just like, I hate... When my hair gets too long, it gets in the way. Just need some like volume or something. I don't know what it needs, but it gets in the way and it's just like really, really annoying. And I hate it. I always have it in a ponytail anyways because of that, you know? So, damn. I wish I was able to see my sister because she's a hairdresser and she could probably fix my hair a little bit. So...
All right, this video is actually very telling to me. It's very benign and very, very boring, and I don't think she realizes quite how much it reveals about herself. But first of all, she has a drastic new haircut. She cut her hair off. Most times when I think of somebody cutting their hair off in the middle of the night in a sudden burst of energy, it does not speak to me of someone who is mentally healthy. Right now, this is COVID time, so of course there's some slack to be given there. As for her actual hair, it looks nice, I think. I like the length of it on her. I genuinely think that she should go a little bit darker and she should give herself like a bang right here. It would also help, like the shorter pieces would like help cover this area a little bit more. And yeah, definitely go see your sister if she's a hairdresser because she could really help you with like evening it out a little bit because it looks like there's some shorter pieces in the back too. I think it could really help. And she could go full Edna mode with this, you know. I like it. I know a lot of people were saying that she looks like what's her name, the lady from Misery, but I don't know, I thought it was kind of cute. I just think that she needs to keep it kind of straight because when it curls, it's going to just become a little bit of a bunch around her head, and when you don't have a lot of hair up here, it can look a little crazy.
Anyways, I'm going to be hitting the road. I put together my grandmother's shower chair and everything. She's being discharged from the hospital today. So while my uncle is away in Florida, we are going to be staying with my grandmother at his place just because he has a walk-in shower and she can't really be alone right now. So there's more room at his place for all of us. I'm going to be there to help my mother take care of her. I'm going to stay at least the night. And that's probably all I can stand to be away from my cats, honestly. I just don't know how I'm going to do it.
She keeps talking about how she misses her cats. She's going to miss her cats. I'm really going to miss my cats. I don't actually think that that's why she's so like hesitant about staying longer. First, it's probably because there's a lot of stuff that she has to take with her that she'd be okay without for one night, but multiple nights would be hard. So stuff like a ton of medications, her CPAP machine, a variety of other things. You'll see later on in this video where she talks about how she slept in a chair because, that was more comfortable. I'm not sure that that's why she did it. I think that she might have done it because she cannot sleep lying down, and I don't know if she wanted to take her CPAP machine with her and potentially worry her mother and her grandmother. The other reason is genuinely, I think she's probably worried about her grandmother. Being in proximity of someone who is on the decline can be very difficult mentally, and I don't think she wants to confront the reality of that, and so she's choosing not to go visit. She's choosing to limit her time there so that she can come home to the comfort of all of her surroundings, of her cat, of her ease of ability to eat what she wants without any kind of perceived judgment. And I think that's why she's not staying longer. That's why she doesn't want to be there.
I don't feel that great, actually. I'm really tired. So my Grams is laying down and resting, and I'm just waiting for my mom to get back. I'm picking up her dog. I'm not even hungry for dinner. That's how tired I am. So, not a very exciting vlog. So I washed my face, got in my nightgown. Just waiting for bedtime. I'm so tired. I had such a busy day and I'm just not feeling that great. So, having water right now. I don't know if I'm gonna eat dinner. I don't know. I guess we'll see. This vlog will probably be out tomorrow because I'm going to bed soon.
So she says that she's not feeling well, but I genuinely do not believe that. If you guys saw in the previous part where she was doing the Tim Hortons challenge, that directly preceded this video. So she basically just slept throughout the entire day and ate, right? Here, she's had to wake up early. She's doing things, something which she already doesn't do. She likes to stay at home and not move as much as she can help it. And so she's been more active than she normally would be. And on top of that, she also is awake the whole day, something which she doesn't also do. Now, I don't know about you guys, but when I don't have enough sleep, I get actually physically ill. I get a little bit dizzy. I sometimes get like nauseous. I actually get weird bone pain, which I thought was just a common symptom for people, but it is not. So she has not slept, and because of that she's not feeling well. But rather than phrasing it like, hey, I'm feeling a little sleep deprived because my sleep pattern sucks, rather than admitting any fault of her own or any action that can be amended, she's just putting it off on a completely different thing, and she's saying, I'm not feeling too well, as a way to both garner sympathy and to deflect blame away from her.
Buster. Aww. I don't know what we're gonna have for to eat. I see some olives. That might be a good choice. I look so tired. So I think I'm literally just gonna have like a bowl of chips. It's not really healthy, but I don't want takeout or anything, and we have to do groceries, so just gonna have some chips. Simply Ruffles sea salt and then water. I haven't had a meal today, but you know what? I'm good with that because I'm not that hungry, so.
She's stressed and upset and in a difficult situation with her grandmother. So she's going into the kitchen, and rather than eating an actual healthy meal, she's going to eat her trigger food. I could not draw a clearer line from emotion to emotional eating if I tried.
Guys, so I'm back home. Have some cheese, some tinned beans, maple beans in a can, just the Heinz ones. It was in my pantry, and I'm gonna have a few crackers. I'm more hungry today than I was yesterday. Oops. So that's what I'm gonna have.
Those beans look absolutely gross. I'm not against baked beans as a whole. When I went to Europe, I actually had some really delicious, like thick cut, like toast with like baked beans and like mushrooms on the side. Really, really good English breakfast. But that does not look appetizing to me. It looks like gruel. It looks like the kind of thing that like in the future where machines are ruling over us, you know, the gruel that they will feed to the dystopian humans. That's what that looks like. It's absolutely horrifying, and I really wish she would never, ever, ever show that to me again on camera. Also, I would like to note, she was supposed to have gotten rid of those. What's up with that? Anyway, Next, this is the last video that she does. She does basically a half-hour live, and she says she's going to be away until February the 3rd, just taking some time off to refocus on her content. That's absolutely not it. She wants distance from all of the raging that she's been doing, which I will cover in my next video. That's why she's doing this. Now, she does the live. It's only about half an hour long. There's really not much of interest happening in there. She starts off with a bubble tea that she's drinking, and she's like, well, I wanted something really hydrating. You know what's fucking hydrating? Water. Drink water. It's pretty much entirely free when it comes from your tap. Good God, woman. And this is, by the way, just pure straight up sugar for her body as far as like her internal organs are concerned. Her sugar is going to spike up and then her sugar is going to drop down. Like, why she would do this, I don't understand. I feel sometimes like she purposefully goes out of her way to pick stuff that's going to make her feel worse. I really wish she wouldn't do any of the crime stuff. I actually really like crime documentaries. I like... My phone cut out because it was full, mostly of shit, but you know, whatever, much like Chantal is. Anyway, that will be it for this video. I forgot what I was saying, quite frankly. I think the wrap up for this is that she's really trying very hard to preserve the only thing that she has, and talking in her last video about wanting to not be essentially foodie beauty. She only wants to keep it business, not personal. Personal is all she has, so that's not really going to work very well. Anyway, that will be it from me. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you hated it, you can give me a thumbs down. That's totally okay and understandable. I respect everybody's opinion here. Subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. Hit the notification bell down below. And hit all if you want to know when I upload any video right away. If you want to follow me on other social medias, I've got all of them linked down below. I've got Instagram, where, you know, I've got food stuff and life stuff, and I upload sometimes. Don't hold me to it, okay? Whatever. And then I've got Twitter, where I'm a little bit toxic and a little bit petty, but I'm also on there a lot. So if you want channel updates, that's where you can find them. And I've got Patreon. Think of Patreon as the tip jar for the internet. So if you like the job that I'm doing here and you would like me to continue and maybe get back to wearing contacts so you don't have to look at my glare, maybe consider tossing a few coins in my direction. You don't have to. It's not necessary. But hey, I would really appreciate it. As always, I'm Jasmine, the sequel, and I am not relatable. Peace.